Rich in history with a preserved culture, the United Arab Emirates encompasses both ultra-modern infrastructure and preserved old Dhabi architecture. It's really interesting how one country can honor both tradition and modernization in its pursuit to lead innovation. It's quite curious to observe how this juxtaposition extends itself in other cultural and societal facets. In reference to this video, education. Join us as we explore how innovation in the UAE transcends mere infrastructure and informs how institutions of learning mobilize minds to think deeper and more broad in order to lead future innovation.
When thinking about education and innovation within the UAE, I think it's important to also focus on where UAE, how far it's come in such a short amount of time. In the book that we were required to read, The City of Gold, it talks extensively about the humble beginnings of the 7 states of the United Arab Emirates, within it coming basically out of the desert in the 1960s and really just transforming itself into a place now that the world admires. Over at MIT, they're really focused on trying to find ways to further the purpose and the mission of the UAE by being extremely innovative, mainly focusing on the STEM fields. One thing that was really interesting is that they're putting a lot of efforts into trying to find other ways of energy. Since oil is going to be quickly running out, they are focusing in on utilizing algae and other resources that they have within the Gulf and within the just the desert environment in order to try to find things that can be a great substitute for oil still to create energy. At MIT, it is a very academically just competitive type of campus, and for the type of institute that it is within the UAE, they offer a lot of really great things for the students. One thing is that it is a very small campus. It's a 5-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and they also really focus on trying to have folks from all over the world represented. There's about 20 plus nationalities represented in the faculty, and 21% of the faculty are UAE nationals. They right now have about 456 students, and they try to get students from all over the world, and they also focus on trying to get students from MIT within the US to do some time over there, and have the students over at the Masdar Institute also spend some time at MIT. Switching over to NYU Abu Dhabi, it is another opportunity for New York University to have another global campus. They have one also in China. And so what they're focusing on over in Abu Dhabi is really trying to create, a sense of American type of schooling within higher education over in the UAE, but still staying very true to everything that the UAE has to offer within Abu Dhabi by being connected to the community there and by focusing in on trying to create an education that's culturally just inclusive of the region in and of itself. And they also really want to focus on their institution just being a collective center of advanced research, scholarly, and creative activity for Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates, and the Gulf, bringing together academics, students, professionals, and leaders from around the world. By also staying true to a liberal arts-based education, they have the opportunity to give their students a well-rounded education like we get over here in the States.
The concept and the idea of innovation was very present at the higher education institutions in which we visited during our trip to the United Arab Emirates. Firstly, at the United Arab Emirates University, we were exposed to many different types of innovation. The first was the Smile campaign, innovative in that the UAEU, as well as many other universities within the region, do not have an emphasis on student affairs the same way that Western education does. Yet the school saw that there was a need to get people on board through an extracurricular way in order to gain buy-in and to continue to build community for the students, the staff, the administrators, and the faculty on campus. The Smile campaign was seen all throughout campus and gave people something to hold on to and to remember as a part of the institution. Secondly, was the desire for the institution to become a top institution globally within the next few years. The dean of the science school said, "Who aims to be number two?" And he was right. The Google Innovation Hub was probably the biggest show of innovation that the school had to offer. During our time there, it was not open yet. However, they let us visit it and see all the different technology that was going to be accessible for the students as well as the local community. There were computer labs, workshop building areas, and many more things for the students and the local area people to be able to do in order to build out their creations and to continue to think of something new, something innovative, something cutting edge to fit in with the community. Additionally, there are many startups being supported at the UAEU for the undergraduate students to take a part of and to continue to see what all is a part of creating something new, whether that was phone apps for people to test their diabetes sugar, or if it was something else. The students that spoke to us spoke highly of their ability to use the startups and to be a part of something so new and creative during their first 4 years of life as an adult.
While our world is changing exponentially with new technologies and scientific advances, society's response to them can be stunted by the myth that young people lack the capacity to lead effectively. The chief belief of the UAE leadership and Ministry of Youth is that young people can design solutions to the world's challenges. The Youth Hub provides a physical space and has built a community where young people can create. The Youth Hub has created a culture of innovation among the United Arab Emirates youth that is intertwined with the religious and traditional culture of the seven Emirates.
Though a very complex and oftentimes confusing subject, we believe it's imperative to talk about the trajectory of societal advances and how we can adapt to such. We as educators are at the forefront of this innovation and modernization as we orient the thinkers that will lead these future innovations. If anything, we hope this journey inspires you to cultivate and encourage innovation within your own practices, institutions, and communities. Well, that's all we have for you today. Peace from the Middle East. Arabian Nights, like Arabian Day.